Hi, my name's John Cordy. I'm a big fan of Scarlett Johansson, and I thought after she tackled the role in Ghost in the Shell of playing an Asian woman that this was going to be kind of the trajectory of her career going forward, which I thought was kind of brave in 2019, 2020, whenever it was. So I was super excited when I saw it announced that she was going to be playing Black Widow. Oh yeah, sorry about the lack of intros. If you wanted to subscribe to this channel for whatever reason, you could. There's lots of stuff about guitars and bits and pieces. On Monday I give a lesson which is something based on a lick. On Friday it's chords, and on Sunday it's kind of jazzy stuff. If you wanted to subscribe. This is going to be a lesson about moving things in minor thirds. Right, okay, so hopefully maybe you like the sound of what was happening there. So we're playing in A major essentially. Was where I started this thing off. So we start with a B minor, C sharp minor, so chord 2 and 3, 4, back down to 3, back down to, back up to 3, and then sort of 4 in first inversion, and then 5 in first inversion. So it would be so sort of chord 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3. 4 in first inversion, 5. Right, why am I telling you that? So this is kind of the way that I think about some of this stuff. Might need to move that there. And so all of that is diatonic chords in A major. So when I'm soloing over that, I'm not actually thinking of chords particularly or anything. I'm just thinking of playing melodies in A major. Now, one of the things that I think maybe I heard Guthrie talking about fairly early on, or just stuff that I noticed kind of from the fusion world, is this moving things in a minor third. So if we're in A major, a minor third away from that, we could go to C major. Or in the other direction, you'd be going to F sharp major. Now, I'm only going to worry about moving up a minor third for now, just because for the purpose of this, I think that's more useful, just to keep this brief-ish. So we got that kind of progression going on. Now, in the middle of that, every 8 bars, I think I was modulating to the C major version. So that would essentially mean just moving things up 3 frets. Or how I think about it is that I'd be moving to C major, and then I'd be thinking about these chords as sort of 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's how I kind of think about it or hear it in my head. I sort of know the way that a chord 4 sounds. And what this offers is 2 things. So it's first of all kind of an easy-ish way to modulate, which I think sounds pretty good, but it also gives you an opportunity to figure out how to play over key changes essentially. So that's what I'll provide that backing track for. The way that I think about this initially, or what I might try if I were you and you're new to this, is maybe playing sort of F sharp minor pentatonic stuff, and then when the key change comes around, try playing A minor pentatonic type stuff. But what you might also want to try doing, and this is some ideas that I'll throw at you here, is maybe try playing an A major pentatonic in kind of second position, or so F sharp minor in second position, or A major pentatonic. So there's your first position, here's your second position, and then fuse that with the A minor pentatonic when that comes around for the change. So you end up getting, and then once the change happens, and I think that's a useful thing to practice. And you could practice this kind of in each of the positions. So take your A major as a starting place, and then come down in the A minor, and then we could go to our next position of A major, and then come down in A minor, and then move up again for our A major, then come down again A minor, then up again for A major, down again, then I think, then down A minor. That's something that I think is a really, really good way to help you visualize the scale and practice moving between them. So little exercises like that. Then pentatonic is obviously less notes, so you could try this with the major versions as well. So say we go up A major, and then come down in A minor. Does that make sense? Or C major and A major. And do that same kind of exercise. So again, up. And you do the same thing again. So I'll write that out as well. So this is kind of the little bits and pieces that I would practice. And then hopefully when you are actually improvising with this stuff, you're starting to see these available notes in a way. So instead of thinking consciously too much about anything, I'm just kind of used to the idea of seeing kind of two scale shapes and transitioning between them. And I think it's a thing to be practicing. Another thing you could do is you could just take any one kind of static chord from the progression. So we've got this B minor, which is where we start the progression, and you could just go between the B minor and the equivalent. And you could do that with basically any of the chords. Just pick one from each bar and then choose the equivalent one from the next bar or the next set of bars, and then you can have a vamp which is just two chords but goes across these two keys, and so you can get like a larger density of chord changes, or shorter gaps between where you're practicing these things. So you'd have to play one bar potentially of one scale and then another bar of the next scale. It's just worth practicing, I think. So I'll put together a little backing track of going between 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and that'll be worth practicing too, I think. So those would be the things that I would practice to start off with and get this idea. So maybe start with just figuring out the pentatonic major scale up, and then the minor pentatonic down, or also that and vice versa. So and practice that kind of thing. Then maybe do that with the major scale, and maybe do that with the pentatonic all over the neck. Maybe also think about taking licks and just moving them parallel. That has a really good sound for this kind of thing. But this is how I would start to get my head around learning to play across a key change. That'd be maybe what I would do. And then maybe to make it even a little bit more difficult, you might just take the chord 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're making those key changes more often. Hopefully that's vaguely useful to someone, one person or two people. The other thing you could do is maybe any kind of scale shapes you know. You could mix them up in that kind of way where you're jumping between the two scales. I think it's a really effective way to start to get to know your scales a little bit better, but also I think it's kind of inspiring to play over these kind of vamps. I think they've got a really cool sound to them. So yeah, thank you for stopping by. If you wanted to like and subscribe, if you like this sort of video for whatever reason, or you like what I'm doing on the channel, or you want more of it, then let me know. The backing tracks and the tabs will go up on my Patreon, and I'll catch you in another video soon. Cheers!